That's right. What's up, everyone? I am Daniel Herron.
I'm Tyler Abear.
And we welcome you to episode 513 of the official podcast for WrestlingNewsSource.com. For all your information, go to WrestlingNewsSource.com. Check us out on Facebook, WrestlingNewsSource.com. You can find us on Facebook, WNS Podcast, on YouTube, WNS Video, and on iTunes by searching Wrestling News Source Podcast.
We are on Stitcher, Beyond Pod, Player.fm, Satchel, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Amazon Music. Just search Wrestling News Source Podcast.
You can also follow us on Twitter at WNS Podcast. You can follow me on Twitter, DRH Pro. You can follow Tyler _Abear, Abear_mode on Instagram, DRH _Pro on Instagram. I'm also on TikTok and Twitch.
He's everywhere.
DRH Pro. So welcome to the show. Got plenty to talk about. We're going to talk some wrestling, some good stuff.
Did I mic check?
No, but you're
good?
You're good.
Okay.
Yeah, I checked it before you got here. I had some spare time, so out of the kindness of my heart, I decided to see what was going on in your mic's world. So I still have that little buzz for whatever reason. Buzz. I'm wondering if it might be the cable, but do what you can with what you got and
do work, Snooki.
Do work. That's right. So welcome to the show. Like I said, we're going to be talking AEW. Got plenty of hot topics as well. We're probably not going to get into too much WWE just because I haven't gotten to watch much due to work, and also I'm not as interested in it right now.
But also, I've heard it. Well, there's a rumor that we'll talk about when it comes to WWE.
Rumors.
In a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, we can get into it now if you want.
I heard.
Why not?
Possibly.
Possibly.
Well, okay. Well, first of all, let's talk about something that's sad that happened, because this actually goes into what I want to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
The passing of Scott Hall.
Yes.
Which is very, very sad that he had he was going to have hip surgery, right? Then he had 3 heart attacks.
Yeah, a blood clot developed, and
that's just so sad. And thoughts and prayers go out to the family and friends of Scott Hall. I know Kevin Nash is take it pretty hard, which take it pretty hard. Anyone would take it pretty hard. You know?
I mean, when you've lost your best friend of more than 30 years, it's never a fun day to say goodbye to that.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been a Scott Hall fan for many years, since he was Razor Ramon in WWF. I posted on my social media where it was like, man, I remember watching WCW live and Scott Hall coming down the steps, crossing the guardrail, and basically starting the Monday Night Wars. So
I think my first, and I'm late to this because I wasn't a WCW fan. I think I knew of Scott Hall, but I didn't really know him well. The first time I really got to watch him was when the NWO came to WWE. So you had Scott Hall versus Stone Cold, I think.
Yeah.
I think that was a feud.
Yeah.
And then
that was WrestleMania 18,
Hogan,
I think.
Rock.
Yeah.
I don't know what Kevin Nash was doing. I don't know who he was fighting, but there was Stone Cold, and I remember that.
Scott Hall.
Mm-hmm. So I remember that time period. That was my first, the first time, hey, I'm watching you on my programming. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because
that was your introduction to it.
Yeah.
Because you weren't big into WCW, so you didn't really know about NWO or anything that was going on over there. Man.
The Razor Ramon and WWF was before my time. So.
Yeah, a little bit probably, because you were into D-Generation X, and that was right around the time NWO was going on. So Razor Ramon, that was my guy.
Yeah.
And Diesel, I was a big fan of Diesel. So it is a sad day. It was very sad to announce Scott Hall had passed away. What a crazy life he led. And
yes.
It is very, very nice to see all of the outpouring of love towards him, about saying how smart he was behind the scenes, and the mind that he had for it. It's so tragic because of all of the issues that he had, all the demons that he had to fight, the alcohol and the other substances that he battled with throughout the years. It really makes you wonder what his life would have been like if he hadn't have gone down that particular path.
Yeah.
But I know
also,
he will certainly be missed.
God bless Diamond Dallas Page, man, he helped so many people.
Yeah.
He's helped him, Jake the Snake. He's currently helping Buff Bagwell with his situation. So, man. And then here's a little story. I was listening to. I don't really get to listen to podcasts at work, but I was like the only one at work today or this week. So I was listening to podcasts while at work. So I was listening to different things. I was listening to Busted Open, and when they had that movie or whatever you call it, what's it called, the Resurrection of Jake the
like
Snake?
the documentary.
Yeah. So they had 2 showings in different states or whatever. Well, Dave from Busted Open was with Scott on one of them, and his wife was there, Dave's wife. Apparently, Scott and Dave, no. Dave's wife and Scott became friends or whatever. And then when they got to have you watched it?
I have not.
The harsh parts, where they showed Scott Hall, he was battling through some stuff too. He couldn't watch it.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know this. He walked out. So Dave's wife, Dave LaGreca's wife, followed him out. It's like, "Are you okay?" He goes, "I can't watch this. I can't." It goes through his mind watching that part. Sometimes
it's hard to see yourself struggle.
Yeah. And that can trigger different things, So, you're still battling things.
Yeah. I think they say if you're an addict, you're never not an addict after that. Yeah. You're just constantly in that battle. You might go 5-6 years without relapse or anything, but you're still considered an addict.
Yeah.
And you're just fighting it off. And that unfortunately was one of the struggles of Scott Hall's life is, he struggled with addiction, and, who knows how many years it took off of him from that. But, he was certainly a wonderful talent. And from all of the comments and stories that I've read, a wonderful human being, just had that little bit of darkness over him, and it kind of, messed with his career a little bit. But other than that, he will be highly missed.
Yeah.
And it's sad to see him gone. And in a personal story, it makes me very glad that I went to that autograph show that he was at, the one where I got the picture with Ric Flair, because I got that autograph from him with that picture. So, and that was in August. That was just 7 months ago.
Oh, where you got him to sign it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that picture itself was a few years ago.
That was like 2013 or something.
No.
Yeah, because
that picture was not.
That picture was taken before we went to WrestleMania, because whenever we went to WrestleCon or WrestleFest, whatever it was in New Orleans, Kevin Nash was the first one to sign it.
Wow.
And then how did I get Scott Hall to sign it? Or not Scott Hall, Scott Norton. I think it was that charity event we went to or something. It was some event, and I got him to sign that. So.
No, we have what does it say? Steven Spams. I want Rock versus. Oh, something just happened.
Saying I wanted Rock versus Hall and Hogan versus Austin at Mania 18.
Oh, you wanted it flipped.
Yeah.
Are we frozen?
I don't know why my computer does this from time to time. It'll just bug out on me.
Oh, so it's still going, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
okay.
we're still on.
Okay, so that goes into what I wanted to talk about. I've heard rumors, through Brian Alvarez, I should say. He said that we were going to find out who Seth Rollins' opponent for Mania was. Apparently, because I didn't watch Raw, to be honest with you. But, so they had a weird-ass storyline on Raw where they had Rollins versus Owens to see who they can have. Okay. Whoever wins would have a talk show at Mania so they can host Austin.
That's so stupid.
That's fucking weird.
That's one of the reasons why I'm okay missing Raw.
I think they said that something changed because they were going to reveal who it was, because the rumor is supposed to be Cody versus Rollins.
Yeah.
So I don't know if this Raw was heavy on the tribute for Hall or just a little bit. I'm not for sure, but as we've heard in the past, there's so many rewrites on Raw. Not just this Raw, but like a lot of Raws in general. Like, oh, it's about to start. Let me rewrite this shit. That's happened a lot. So that is a rumor I've heard.
Yeah, that it'll be Cody. And a lot of people, there were a lot of rumors flying around that Cody was going to debut this week on Raw because it was in Jacksonville, and they're like, take that shot, But
God, if he does sign with WWE, how much Vince is like, dude, I want you to take a shot at Tony Khan or AEW, and that's what's going to fucking happen. Like, do what Ambrose did. Like, because even interviews when Ambrose left or Moxley, he'd be like, no, I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
I don't want to do this. So.
Yeah, we'll see what happens if Cody does actually sign with WWE. It's highly rumored that he will, but we haven't seen it yet. So until the music hits, we won't know for certain.
It's still pretty shocking.
Yeah, that he left.
EVP of All Elite Wrestling.
One of the founders.
Like I'm forgetting it. Like I'm just like not thinking about it. But like if you really think about it, it's shocking. I know some people are like, no, I don't care. It's just Cody, whatever. I don't like Cody. No,
you like Cody.
I mean, I like Cody. I'm just I'm just saying what other people would say.
Yeah.
But it's still shocking.
It is
to this day.
And Steven asks if Cody doesn't, who will be Rollins' opponent for WrestleMania?
Well, aren't they still have a backup of him like doing something with like Damian Priest or something like that?
I think Priest is in a feud with Finn Balor right now.
I thought something happened where they could add him to it or something. I don't know.
I'm sure they could. I'm sure they'd be able to find a place for him, but at the moment,
are we getting Owens and Stone Cold, or is it just a talk show? Are they going to set up a talk show on the first night and then a match on the second night?
They could do that. I guess it'll depend on Stone Cold's health and how he's doing.
I don't see it happening. I don't see Stone Cold wanting to wrestle. But what do I know?
Well, he said in an interview this morning, he was like, I wish Kevin Owens would have pissed me off sooner so I would have had more time to get ready. So my thought process on it is that Kevin Owens will invite Stone Cold out, cut a promo on Texas, yada, yada, yada. Piss off.
Texas sucks.
Yeah, pretty much. Piss off Stone Cold. They brawl. Like, it won't be like an actual match. It'll be a brawl, stunner, drink the beer.
That's what, like, the crazy-ass part, if they're going to do that, like, no offense to Stone Cold, I love Stone Cold, but, like, he does that every now and then, so it's not like that big of a fucking deal.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I get it, because Kevin Owens, you got permission from Stone Cold to do the stunner and stuff like that, but, like, I don't know if I want to see Stone Cold in another match at what? How old is Stone Cold? 56, 57?
Something like that, yeah.
Like, and you're going to wrestle and do stunners and, like, hurt your fucking tailbone. I don't know, man. Like, deep down,
57.
The fan to me really wants Stone Cold too, but at the same time, thinking logically, I'm like, you're almost 60 and you want to wrestle and do shit. Like, Kevin will be good, and like you have to be like careful. Yeah, Steven. He's like 12 years too late. I get it. I don't know. It's not going to be a big deal if he comes and they talk and he stuns him, because he's done that in the past.
Well, what cracks me up is that they're making it seem like he's never appeared in a WWE ring since WrestleMania 19, which was his last match. But it's like, dude, WrestleMania 20, he was special guest referee. WrestleMania 23, he was special guest referee. He was, he was just in the Performance Center for during the pandemic, showing up delivering stunners. So it's like, it's not something that's like new to us.
No.
Now, if it's an actual match, yeah, that would be a big deal because it's been that long. But we've seen him in the ring so many times. Like, how many Legends nights do we have? How many anniversary shows did they do where Stone Cold was the headliner, or he showed up and delivered some stunners or something?
Was that Mania when it was like Hogan, Rock, and Stone Cold?
That was WrestleMania 30. We were there for that, Like, it's not like we haven't seen Stone Cold in the ring. It's just we haven't seen him in a match.
They're like promoting this like it's going to be some sort of big deal. It's only going to be a big deal if he wrestles.
Yeah. If there's a referee and a bell rings.
In which I'm like torn about it. Like, yes, but no,
Yeah. Or maybe they have the talk show and Kevin Owens lays out Stone Cold, drinks the beer and all that, and then that sets up for a match the next night.
That could happen.
Yeah.
Like,
now you done
do some sort of like
now you done
promo.
pissed me off.
Yeah, some promo at the end of the night or online or something like, you know what? I just talked to Vince. You know, I'm gonna have a fucking match with you tomorrow or something like that. He wouldn't say fucking, but you know.
Yeah, there you go. Drop the F-bomb, Austin.
I wish he would.
Why not?
I wish they would bring F-bombs back.
PG era my ass.
I'm gonna stomp a mud hole in your ass and walk it dry.
Yep, that's usually what they do.
Yep.
But Saudi money at Super Showdown. No, I don't know if he would even do that. But never say never, I guess. But speaking of people that are leaving companies, we talked about Cody a little bit. Joey Janela has recently revealed that he will not be re-signing with AEW when his contract expires.
When it will happen.
I don't know. He said he was talking about it in an interview, but I didn't get a chance to listen to it.
Thinking about that situation, I want to know what went wrong with Joey Janela. What I mean is, I know he's not the best compared to other people, but I remember it's not a promo, a vignette promo, I don't know, where it was him and Sonny Kiss they're beating people's ass, then getting in a vehicle and then going away.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know they had their feud eventually. He turned on him, but like, I don't know like where stuff went wrong. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Well, it's like they had their feud, and then it was kind of like, okay, well, now what?
Why don't you like it? And maybe like, oh, I don't like this guy. I don't want to do stuff with him. Or I mean, that's the same with Brian Cage. I'm not the biggest fan of Brian Cage. Where has he been? What's going on? You know what I mean? Like,
I kind of crack up at that because, on the AEW roster, they have their updated matches and stuff, and like, their overall record and then their 2022 record, and like there are a couple that just have 0-0 for 2022.
Like really, like when he leaves, he's gonna tell a story, so we want to know what happened. You know what I mean? Like, we're at the point where like, I'm torn because you're signing so many people, but at the same time, it's not that big of a deal, but it is a big deal. So I don't know. Really
yeah.
don't. Like, even that, like, the best Brian Cage match I've seen is when he fought Moxley.
Yeah.
That's probably the biggest feud he's had in AEW. But going back to Joey Janela, I don't ever see him being in AEW ever again.
No. And that's okay.
You know, it's the same thing. I thought Peter Avalon was gone. He's on there. He's still in AEW.
He was the story that came out for him was that he had started accepting indie bookings.
Okay.
And so people thought that was a sign of he's leaving. It's like, no, he's available for other dates.
By the way, his hair now is
getting ridiculous.
Freaking awesome.
It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous, but it's like the 80s like long hairstyle. I'm like, no, I know.
It's the fact that he's got like that huge widow's peak as well.
Yeah,
like, it's just like, oh, it looks so weird.
It's like receding a little bit because he has that widow's peak, and then like it's so thick right there. It's like, this is like an 80s like sitcom hair. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, this is great.
He's a heartthrob.
I know the wingmen get their ass kicked all the time.
Yeah.
But poor Peter Avalon.
Hey, he's getting paid.
His hair for champion.
He's getting paid. He's getting worldwide recognition.
Yeah.
By the way, aren't you the world famous Tyler A. Bear?
Yes.
Rawr.
But I don't have the hair of Peter Avalon.
You don't. You could.
I could.
Please don't.
Oh, damn.
So, but yeah, so from what I heard, that there were a lot of people who weren't really a fan of Joey Janela backstage. I guess they thought he works a little unsafe. So they're like,
hey, before that, you remember some of the like matches that he did? Like, you saw some of the clips where he jumped off a fucking building and put someone through a table or something like that. I can't really judge him too much because I don't really know him that much.
Yeah.
I don't know. But, we don't know the status on Marco Stunt.
Yeah.
Either.
Yeah, there are a few that it's looking like they'll probably end up leaving when the time comes.
I don't know who else after, like, Joey Janela, Marco Stunt, maybe Brian Cage. I don't know who else.
Yeah, and like I said, I was looking at the AEW roster like yesterday. They have like over 120 people on their roster. Like it is okay for some of them to go.
Can we like? I don't even want to be that guy.
Like even the women's division has like 24 ladies on there. I'm like, good lord.
But you don't even use them all.
Yeah.
Well, I don't watch Dark, so. But I don't know, man. There's so many people like I don't even want to say this. I was gonna make a joke, but I don't want to say this because it's people having a job. I'm like, can we get rid of Tony Nese? That's bad.
Yeah, I mean, there's
people, they're having a job. Like, whoa, shit. Looking at this, like, I don't want people to get released, but you're gonna have to pick up. Tony says he's not gonna pick up everyone's contract when they like. I don't like Tony Nese is a dark guy. Like, also thinking he's still gonna pick up ROH. Are you gonna transfer some people to ROH?
I mean, I think that's kind of what the wrestling world is waiting for. Like, what's going to happen?
Details?
Yeah, what's going to happen with Ring of Honor? Is it going to continue to be its own thing? Is it like an AEW mining opportunity?
Yeah,
where it's like, hey, we're going to take some of the talent and we're going to shift a few people around.
Or is this going to be a?
Is it going to be a developmental? Yeah,
because there's certain people like if I was them, I would pick up like some of those ROH. Like they were in ROH before it went down, and then transfer some of your talent over there too.
Yeah.
Like,
but what's the craziest thing about the AEW roster is that if you look at it, there are a lot of people that are on TV. Yeah. Like there aren't too many. Like maybe Aaron Solo, who's not getting as much because he's with the Factory. And QT Marshall.
But they're doing like Rampage and Dark.
Yeah, but you look
and Helico.
Yeah,
Austin Gunn, the Ass Boys is getting over.
There's just so many people on the roster, but so many are being on TV on a regular basis. Even if it's like every other week or once every 3 weeks or so. Like,
Fuego probably does Dark and Griff Garrison and Brian Pillman like come up on Dynamite every now and then. Hook does Rampage and Dark.
Yeah.
Jay Lethal's just Dark.
Pretty much, yeah. Jeff Parker. That's
Jeff
changing.
Parker. It's going to be, we're looking at the list right now.
And it's
Kim
like if they're...
Sabian, I think, is injured.
Yeah.
Still, right?
Or he's been ringside wearing a bag over his head.
That's the guy that's
I
wearing
think
the bag?
so.
That's
at
weird.
least that's according to like his Instagram and his social media and
Weird.
stuff.
Look, there's two Lees. Lee Johnson, Lee Moriarty. They need to fight and see who wins the name of Lee.
Yeah. But it's like I said, you look at these talents, and there aren't very many that...
Miro's out hurt.
Yeah.
I like how they still have on the roster Mr. Brody Lee.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
Yeah.
But
like everyone, like a good majority of the folks are being used in some capacity.
Wow, I never realized that.
Like, that's incredible to me.
Abaddon, I haven't seen her in a while.
Yeah.
What's AQA doing? Is she Dark?
I guess so.
Emmy sometimes is on Dynamite.
Mm-hmm.
Paige Van Zandt, I think they're going to push the hell out of her.
Yeah, I heard her training got delayed a little bit due to food poisoning. Gangrel is actually training her to wrestle.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she said in an interview, she's like, I want to jump off the ladders. I want to crash through tables. And they're like, pump the brakes, kid.
I'm
like,
for it.
You gotta learn how to do all this first. And she's like, no, I want to go right into it.
You just can't be doing stupid ass shit.
Yeah. So, AEW is doing such a good job of like utilizing their talent. Like
I must have missed something. So I read something about. I guess Regal was on commentary this past Raw
for the Danielson and Moxley match.
Yeah, because apparently someone said Excalibur explained Danhausen to Regal is the best thing ever.
He's very nice, very evil. Yes.
I don't know what was said, but
I've got
that line.
I think I still have it saved on my DVR, so we can go and watch it after we wrap up here.
That line itself just like made me smile. Whoever wrote that.
But. Well, it was funny because like Regal sits down and he's like, "Tony, it's always a pleasure again to see you. Jim, I didn't get a chance to mention you last week when he was talking. He was like, but you've done as much, if not more, for me than Tony Schiavone did. And he was like, I just want to take an opportunity to thank you. And then he's like, and Man in the Mask, you've done nothing for me. I don't even know about you.
That's great.
Like he goes straight back into heel.
So I cannot tell you everything that's been done to him, but when you get a chance, listen to Talk is Jericho, the latest episode with Regal.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, this man has had so many surgeries and so many problems wrong with him during his NXT general manager run.
Yeah.
Like, I'm surprised he's not dead.
Wow.
William Regal. No shitting you. I can't tell you exactly everything that's happened to him.
Mm-hmm.
There was some sort of buildup, I don't know if it's calcium, some sort of weird buildup on his neck that was causing problems with his body.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was something wrong with his heart, skin around his heart, that was messing with him.
Yeah.
And then at one point, he had a hole in his neck where spinal fluid was leaking.
Damn.
William Regal. When you get a chance, apparently it's going to be a second episode, but William Regal talks a lot.
Well, he's got a big career that he can talk about.
Yes. So listen to that when you get a chance.
Yeah. So I guess let's get into Dynamite because, like I said, I see some of the stuff that happens on Raw, and I'm just like, okay, yeah, pretty much. Like, I have no interest in Miz TV with Paul Logan, whatever it is.
Also, I want to throw this out because I like WWE on Facebook, so I see videos and stuff. Mm-hmm. Apparently, and also according to the dirt sheets, apparently going forward, there's going to be Raw and SmackDown people on NXT.
Yes.
I guess the ratings are low because LA Knight confronted Dolph Ziggler on the Miz TV show on NXT. And
yes.
I'm like,
and Dominic and Rey Mysterio were on there as well.
Like, what the fuck? Yeah, I guess it's that bad. I mean, you have a lot of fucking green people on there.
Yeah.
But I know they're trying to get the crowd, and it irks me.
Good thing they're establishing new stars.
Because Dolph Ziggler's the new NXT champion.
He is.
But when Dolph says kid...
And Mandy Rose is the women's champion.
Yeah.
So it's like, what the hell?
But she's also helping Toxic Attraction, the tag team that's with her.
Yeah.
She's helping her.
Mm-hmm.
Them. But, like, I do not like when Dolph Ziggler says kid to LA Knight and Tommaso Ciampa.
Yeah.
Which, LA Knight is 2 years younger than Dolph. And
that's old enough to call someone kid.
And then Tommaso is like 4 years younger than Dolph.
Listen, child.
I'm like, shut the fuck up. It bothers me.
Listen up, old man.
Yeah.
No, call me old man.
But, where were we?
I don't know. The alcohol's starting to kick in a little bit.
Blame it on the alcohol.
That's right.
Ross sucks.
Yeah. I'm kind of glad that we're not going to WrestleMania.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like,
don't
get me wrong.
We took our money.
Don't get it twisted before you say that. I've been to 2 WrestleManias. Daniel's been to 1.
I've been to 1.
So we've been to WrestleMania. So it's not like we haven't been. We're like, WrestleMania sucks. WWE sucks. No, we've been to.
I had a good time.
The Manias where it counted, and it was awesome.
I didn't like the fact that the one WrestleMania that I went to was the one where the streak was broken. Yeah. That kind of sucked.
But it was iconic in the wrong ways.
It was. So.
But
you know what? I've seen some pretty historical stuff in the world of wrestling.
Daniel Bryan win it all.
Yeah. Daniel Bryan won it all. The streak got broken. We were at, let's see, the Monday Night Raw, where the Rock concert took place that everyone still talks about. He was talking crap on Vicky Guerrero.
The crazy part is I don't remember that.
Really? Yeah. That was whenever we were getting ready to fight those kids behind us.
Mm.
I say kids, they were adults. They were ignorant and stupid. We got to see the first War Games match that was brought back in NXT. We got to see the NXT title change hands from Shinsuke to Robert Roode.
Yeah, which was all right.
That was terrible.
It wasn't that great of a match, but
let's see. We've been to a Royal Rumble. We got to see the ladder match at TLC between Orton and Cena for the winner-takes-all match.
God damn, I don't remember that either.
We were in the nosebleeds for that.
I'm telling you what, man. It's like I'm forgetting a lot of matches.
We got to see the very first women's WWE Tag Team Women's Championship inside the Elimination Chamber. Because Sasha Banks and Bayley won that in front of us.
I barely remember that.
We got to see that. We got to sing Chris Jericho to the ring. You better remember that.
Oh, I do remember that. Don't ask me in 7 years, though.
We did?
We did?
We sang Jericho to the ring?
To be honest with you, I don't see me ever forgetting that because that was so, like, specific. Like, so, like a one-time thing.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, how can you not?
They tried to duplicate it a couple of times, and it just couldn't.
Also, I want to say this, too. Two. I can't talk. So, Jericho was on someone's podcast. I don't know who. I forgot.
It wasn't his own?
Yeah, no, it was someone else's. But he said that was very organic, the one in Houston.
It was.
And it was. He said we weren't like the people who'd put the lyrics out. I was like, bullshit, you did put the lyrics out.
I did, and then they stole it.
AEW did. So he was like, we didn't put the lyrics out. No, y'all fucking did to learn it. It may
I just love that they took the actual screenshot that I did and used that.
Yeah, it didn't quote you.
Yeah. I'm like, come on, man.
AEW.
At least retweet me on it.
Comp
Credit me in the picture.
Comp
like, I freaking... Right?
Yeah.
Hook a brother up, man. Give me one of those VIP, like, meet and greets. Let me hold the title.
Yeah.
Shit, man. That's all I ask. Is it too much to ask to let me hold the title so I can say that I'm AEW champion?
We've been many champions.
We have been champions. We've been many champions.
That makes sense for you, but
I've been the $1 Million champion. I've been the ROW champion.
Were you the women's champion?
I was women's champion for Ring of Honor. It does not make sense, but hey, it's 2022.
Don't worry, I've been the TNA or Impact World Champion.
Yeah.
It's all good.
What else were we?
Brother.
I feel like there was more, but I can't.
Oh, weren't we the CZW World Champion because Drew Gulak had it and we held it? Or was that only
I don't know if we got to hold it, or it was like, yeah, I think it was just Doug.
Oh, okay.
Because I think we were both holding it, like Drew Gulak and myself, and then you and Drew Gulak.
Joint champions.
Yes. We were co-champions.
Yeah.
CZW. We're champs. God, I still want to get like a custom-made belt for the podcast. I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah.
We need to come up with like a really sweet design. Like I wouldn't mind having like the podcast logo as the center plate, but I'm trying to think of what we would have for the side plates, because I don't want just like podcast logo and then podcast logo on each side, because that's kind of like
we gotta come up with something. Like, I want two different things. I want that a custom one, and I want the world heavyweight. I guess you call it was WCW,
the big gold belt.
Yeah, the big one that was
Hell
brought
yeah.
into WWE. Like, that was the SmackDown Championship for a while.
The World Heavyweight Championship.
That's the one I want.
Classic, man.
Yes.
That's a classic.
Yeah.
Would you want that or the Winged Eagle belt?
The Winged
Eagle belt, sorry.
Which one was that?
That was during the Attitude Era.
If it's the one I'm thinking about, no. But, yeah, show me a picture if you have it. So far, I want the World Heavyweight WCW belt. No, I don't want that one.
Don't want that one?
Nope.
Okay. All right. That's cool.
Like, I love that one that came over from WCW.
I still like the Gift of the Gods Championship from
that was a
Lucha
great one.
Underground. That was such a unique design.
Yes.
I freaking love that. I love the creativity behind it.
That one was great, and then the one that was from Dragon Gate where you had a key to open
it.
What?
That was really cool.
The John Cena spinner belt.
You get out of my house with that.
No,
trash.
if you said that one's crap, then you must like the Jeff Hardy Mardi Gras belt.
You also get out of my house with that trash.
It's not Mardi Gras. I just say that because if you ever seen the TNA World Championship that was like Jeff Hardy specific belt, like it was his art, dude. It was like purple and green. That's why I call it Mardi Gras.
Yeah.
It was such crap.
Mm-hmm.
That's the worst belt ever.
So you're wanting the big gold belt.
I want that one.
The WWE logo.
I know the people.
Look at that. This was only $200.
Can't see it, but yeah.
It's only $200.
Wait, what? Is that a real replica?
It's a commemorative
what does that mean?
title.
It's not as heavy.
Half the weight of the replica version.
Nope.
You want the legit.
I want the legit. So
Oof.
like if I'm gonna like storm the ring for a match and hit someone with the belt, I want
You want them to bleed.
I do not like the new U.S. Championship look.
$320 for that one,
Actually,
sir.
I'm not a big fan of the U.S. or Intercontinental look.
Look at that belt.
I like it.
So much gold.
So much gold.
I love
What do you think about the
gold.
AEW World Championship belt?
Man, I really like it. I know a lot of people were crapping on it. I like it. I like the women's redesign as well.
I like that better than the small. I'm like, go big or go home. You know what I mean?
Yeah, make it gaudy if you have to.
Yeah.
Just not too gaudy. Make it nice. You know?
Yes.
Like, that's really cool. I like that belt. It's simple.
Where
Simple
were we?
and classy.
Where were we?
Shit, I don't know. We're talking AEW.
I think we were just getting into AEW.
Man, this AEW Dynamite was absolutely stacked. I know you said you didn't get to watch it,
I didn't.
but
I
like
know.
just looking at the number of people, like the stars that are on this show, you got Adam Cole, you got Adam Page, John Moxley, Bryan Danielson, Jericho,
Hardys,
the Hardys,
Andrade,
yeah,
Sting.
yeah.
So, such good shit.
Yeah. And then you also have like the up and coming talent. You know, you got Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus, Red Dragon. You got Chuck Taylor. We got Wheeler Yuta. They utilized him. They had the crowd chanting his name during this match.
Which that's fucking great because for the longest time I didn't think Wheeler Yuta was gonna get over. He's just with best friends.
Yeah.
Dude, now they're getting to the point where like
He's starting to
is he
break out a
going
little
to
bit.
go with Danielson? And I know William Regal slapped the shit out of him.
He sure did.
But I didn't see the video after that, so I don't know what happened.
So, okay, we'll get into that in just a moment. The opening contest was Adam Cole and Red Dragon going up against Adam Page, Jungle Boy, and Luchasaurus. Typical trios match, spot fest galore, really good action. Crowd was super into it.
Yes.
Adam Cole and Red Dragon ended up getting the victory, pinning Jungle Boy. Like I said, really good matchup. We got to see John Moxley and Bryan Danielson going up against Chuck Taylor and Wheeler Yuta. Like I said,
I still have love for Chuck Taylor, man. He's like one of my guys.
William Regal was on commentary as well. And
Did you listen to the commentary?
a little bit, yeah.
How was it?
It was fine. I mean, they were putting over Wheeler Yuta, as was William Regal. And one of the things that William Regal did, he was like, you know, they talked about him getting in the face of Moxley and Danielson and slapping them both in the face. And he was like, what I wanted from them was them to punch me in the face. He's like, I wanted that reaction from them. I want them to hit me. I want that violence. And so it made more sense later on after the match. You know, Chuck Taylor and Wheeler Yuta end up getting the loss, and they are kind of like licking their wounds, heading back up to the ramp. And, you know, throughout the entire match, like Wheeler is just having his ass handed to him. You know, but he's sitting there taking it. He's kicking out. He's like, come on, hit me harder. And so Bryan Danielson is like, okay, you know, fine, I'll happily oblige. And so, you know, delivering the chops, delivering the kick. Like, it was a brutal match that Wheeler had to sit there and just take.
Good showing
It
for
was
Yuta, even though he got his ass kicked.
Yes, and the fact that he kept fighting, he was asking for more. And so the crowd was getting behind him for that, and they were chanting, you know, Wheeler, you know, Yuta.
Dude, AEW is so good at so many things. Like, utilizing, I know we said this over and over and over, but utilizing the legends.
Yeah.
Pushing, like, current, like, how do you
You're pushing your
categorize,
current
like,
talent, and you're building future stars.
Yes, like they're so good, and like WWE doesn't even do this shit. They like there's only like two, and I've said this over and over, two young guys on the main roster, Raw and SmackDown, that they're pushing. Look at AEW, man.
Yeah,
you know how many people you can count on your fingers, like, or more than that, like how many they're pushing. Darby Allin, I guess now Wheeler Yuta,
yep,
Daniel Garcia. Sorry, I have to think.
Oh, that's cool.
Shit, who else?
But they've got a lot.
MJF. Yeah. The list goes on, man. It's more than 5, at least.
Yeah.
Probably close to 10 or more. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like WWE doesn't do that shit.
Yeah. Randy, the 2 legends on the WNS podcast. What's up, Randy? How's it going?
Hi, Randy.
But yeah, so after the match, they're kind of like licking their wounds, starting to head back up to the ring, and Wheeler just stops and he looks back, and you can see Danhausen and Orange be like, "Come on, man, like let's go," and he's just like, "No, y'all go," and he gets back in the ring, and he gets in the face of William Regal, and he puts his hand out, and Regal, man, just slaps the taste out of his mouth.
He smiles after he hits him, right?
Well, what happens is Wheeler takes the slap, and he jumps right back in the face of William Regal, and Regal's kind of just like, "Hey now," and careful. And what I loved visually is that Danielson and Moxley come right next to William Regal, and they're like, "Touch him again and you die."
That's awesome.
And so you see Regal, he's got a big grin on his face. He's like, "That's what I like to see.
You
That's
fucking touch me."
He's like, "No, I want to see that aggression from you."
Yes.
And he's like, "That's what we're looking for." He's like, "Don't make a mistake right now. Go backstage. We'll talk later."
They're gonna get Wheeler.
I think so. And he was like, "I understand you're frustrated right now. I get it. You're in my face. I like that, but don't make a mistake right now. This is an opportunity. I know your resume. Go backstage. We'll talk about this later."
Okay, so I'm gonna skip over certain things because what I'm about to say connects to something else that happened.
As long as it connects.
Okay, so there's a few people that were named that hey, we should get these people in this group. But one person that will not be in this group, who should be in this group, is Daniel Garcia.
Yeah.
Which will jump into the whole Jericho Appreciation Society, which that made me fucking mark out.
Yeah.
Just because it was so good. It was so cheesy, but it's like they're appreciating Jericho. I'm not the biggest. I like 2.0 for what they're using him for, but they just fucking shout all the time.
Yeah.
But
how you doing? Huh? I see the way you're looking at me. You want to fight for the title? Huh?
Basically.
Yeah, that's what you want.
But that's not who I want to focus on. Daniel Garcia. So, Jericho just saying, yes, he's a sports entertainer. There you go, Randy. What was so great, man, that's how you fucking get these marks. I'm a mark, too.
You are. You're such an AEW
he's a
mark,
too. Don't lie, either. Yeah, that guy behind you.
This one?
Yeah, that guy.
That guy's a mark.
And the guy that's carrying the 2 guys on his shoulders.
That's right. I am carrying you guys on my shoulders.
You're a mark. Morgue ass bitch. Sorry. Man.
Yeah, I'll mark out.
They're appreciating Jericho, and Jericho's like, he wants to be praised and all this stuff, and he said he's made his money, and then Daniel Garcia, I forgot everything he said, but Daniel Garcia rips that microphone from him. He's like, "Wait, man, you said this, but you know what?
So
it looks
am
like he's
I."
gonna yeah, he goes, "So am I." I'm like, "Oh my god!" And he's the dude that's they're gonna be wrestlers. Don't get me wrong, but they're gonna say they're sports entertainers. I guess Jericho grabbed those 2 guys before Danielson could, because
for now,
because Daniel Garcia was gonna be the guy who's gonna take the mantle of Bryan Danielson. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because of his wrestling style. But I can't repeat it because I don't fucking know. But it also got when they started booing him about sports entertainment, I was like, "You fucking got them."
Oh yeah.
They're always gonna cheer you because of your song.
Well, and what's funny?
Got him.
Well, what's funny is that just yesterday I was talking to my coworker about AEW, and they were like, "So what's the main difference between AEW and WWE?" I'm like, "Dude, if you want if you want sports entertainment and silly storylines, you go to WWE. If you want wrestling, you go to AEW." And now here I am, like a fucking mark, going, "Oh shit, he got me. He's a sports entertainer. He's not a wrestler anymore."
Well, one thing I want to know is they said this they're just saying this shit, but I know they're going to be great wrestlers, but also, what are they going to do physically?
They're gonna
save
go
sports
and
entertainers,
they're
you know
gonna
what I mean?
they're gonna beat up the wrestlers. That's what they're gonna do.
Yeah, but like, what are you gonna do in the ring to be a sports entertainer?
They're gonna read scripted promos, and they're gonna talk. They're gonna do like 3 moves that they do every single match, and that's how it's gonna go. But what it makes me think is that they might be setting up for like a feud with Danielson and Moxley, like the sports entertainers versus the wrestlers.
I don't know,
and that could lead to like a blood and guts
match.
match.
They're both heels.
A little bit before the show, yeah. Haven't fed them yet.
Hi, bye.
Hi, my wife.
But no, they're both heels, so I don't know why you would go against each other right now.
Are they heels? Are Danielson and Moxley heels now?
Yeah.
Are they though?
They're like,
they're getting some of the bigger reactions from the
Steve is
crowd.
like, hi, Nurse Bro.
That's right. Hi, Nurse Bro.
But no, they're like kind of I thought they were badass like heels. You know what I mean? Like Danielson acts like a heel. Moxley is just
No spicy food tonight.
Moxley is just not saying stuff, but like Danielson's a heel for sure.
Is he though?
He is.
Is he though?
Yes. What do you think, Randy? What do you think,
Or is he
Steven?
just a violent in between?
A violent motherfucker who kick your head in?
That's right. And people can love him for it
I think they're heels.
or hate him. I don't think they're heels or faces. I think they're kind of in between. Tweeners. Yeah, see, there you go.
Tweeners.
Randy or Steven agrees with me. Yeah.
I don't even know where I was going. I was going to say something about this shit, but
Sports entertainment.
no, I laughed hard. Like, and I can't tell you what Jeff Parker and what's the other guy from 2.0? That's not their name anymore.
Matt something.
Matt Lee and Jeff Parker. Now they have some like a name that has like 4 names long each.
you-
I'm like, what the fuck is that?
Did
But
you watch Being the Elite?
No.
Oh my God! So the Young Bucks are talking to them like, Matt, Jeff, man, I just want to tell you like how big of a fan we are, and it's 2.0 standing next to them. They're like, we've idolized you for a long
I
time.
am sports entertained, Randy.
Yeah,
But no,
that's
if you
entertainment.
think about that's so smart and so awesome because like I think AEW, like you have so many types of styles of wrestling, but it's the people who want wrestling, and WWE is denied. It's like, oh, it's not wrestling, it's sports entertainment. So
That's right.
So the people at AEW is like that's shoved down our goddamn throats so much that we hate this shit. Well, that's the perfect thing.
That's how
If
they're
think
gonna get you
about
to
it.
boo him.
Yeah, it's like, oh my god, no.
Because they sang him to the ring.
Yeah, get this fucking sports entertainment out of my fucking wrestling.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And
It's
2.0 is a stupid name from Stupid Creative, and you'll never hear it again.
Well,
Even though it came from AEW.
I was about to say it wasn't WWE.
Mm-hmm.
You're right, Jericho. Dude, Jericho's on the pulse, man.
Yeah.
He's
It's the fact that he can constantly reinvent himself. It's so impressive. He is
It is.
51 years old, and he has reinvented his character so damn many times.
It's so great, so great.
Yeah.
Like I think the first feud is going to be with Kingston and Proud and Powerful with
Mm-hmm.
probably someone else. I don't know.
I think when it comes to adaptability with the times, Jericho is hands down the greatest pro wrestler
he's
of
the
all
top,
time.
Man, he's the top.
You know, like Ric Flair is up in the top, you know, just because he was one of the greatest to ever do it. You know, you got your Stone Colds and Shawn Michaels, Undertaker, you know, you got your top guys. But as far as adaptability and able to alter your character in a way that still gets a reaction, even though you're doing something completely different, Jericho is on top. I'm sorry, if you're not a Chris Jericho fan, but you love like character development, I don't know what you're like. There's a serious disconnect.
Like okay,
Jericho is like,
I've always been a big Jericho fan, but there's a few years where I fell out of love with him.
yeah,
But like, man, he just like proves that like he is the GOAT, and you may not agree with that, not you, but like people out there. But like,
sure,
like you said, the reinvention, like over and over and over. And
yeah,
over.
they don't always land. You know, there are a couple like calling himself the influencer. Like, I don't know about all that, but you know,
I mean, I kind of get it, but
yeah,
you know, it's just like the like he's going to have different names that may not stick, like the rating. What? How do you say that? The ratings.
the demo god,
The demo god.
yeah. So, you know, it's like we talked about last week. Let's see, he had his own group like Inner Circle. Yeah, like Randy said, this is the first time in Jericho's career that he had his own group like Inner Circle and Jericho Appreciation Society. That's right. He's never really been. He's kind of been his own guy.
Also, like I've heard in the past that he's always wanted to be in a team or in a group with Jake Hager. Now he's doing it. You know what I mean?
I mean, they have been since Inner Circle. Yeah. And like we talked about last week,
WWE,
they had
said no.
It was like Jericho's group, and it was to establish new talent. Well, you got Santana and Ortiz. They're an established tag team in AEW now. You got Sammy Guevara, who's an established young star. So they've kind of graduated. They've gone their way. And now it's like, okay, now let's bring in the next crop. So, I mean, he's doing it again.
Dude, I hope it's super successful for all those guys. I know Daniel Garcia, but think about this. Also helped 2.0.
Mm-hmm.
Think about this. They were in NXT,
I see the way you're looking at me. You want the title?
They're just shouting all the time. But, okay. So, they were in NXT, right? They did a few things. They had this internet show. They were, all right.
Yeah.
So, Tony Khan brings them to AEW.
Yeah.
Like, they're in this simple-ass storyline.
My former best friend Kevin called, asked if I can give him a job.
Yeah. So, they were in a storyline where they're constantly jumping Sting and Darby, right? Who would have known something simple as that's getting them over? Like, they're constantly jumping. They're doing this, like, John Moxley. That's great, right? And now we're going to really push them. Okay, well, go back. They're with Daniel Garcia. That's pushing them, right? They're a trio. Now they're with Jericho. So, it's so fucking crazy to think they were in WWE. They didn't do shit with them now. They're with fucking Jericho, and they're going to be pushed to the fucking moon.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be great.
Yeah.
Like, Jericho is the best thing that's, like, happened to him. And, like, WWE couldn't do nothing for them because they judged them.
Yep.
Okay, what have I missed?
Didn't really miss anything. He says, Randy said Sammy got a tattoo, lost his title, and is now out of Inner Circle. So I said, yeah, that's the main reason why you never get a name tattooed on you. Unless it's like a family member, don't get someone's name tattooed on you. Just a small recommendation.
What if I get one that says Daniel on my arm?
No.
No, I would never, but...
Don't do it. Why not?
Oh, now he's reversing it. Why not? No, I don't know. No, I don't want a name on it. But
don't do that. So
he's like, you offended me now.
Like, get something that has like meaning to that person, but it's not like a name, so you don't have to
get like, don't stop believing on my butt.
Absolutely. Get the words "your name" tattooed there. Tyler gets the podcast name tattooed on him. Heck yeah.
Tyler gets the podcast name. Well, okay, so I have some ideas for some tattoos.
Get like a luchador mask tattooed on you.
There's going to be something on my arm to represent my dad, because a few years he passed away. And then there's going to be one on my other forearm about one of the...
Is it going to be saying, I am that I am?
No.
And it looks like Jam That Jam?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Not that. Something like the album cover of my favorite band, my favorite album. Then one on my arm of like X-Men symbols. I love the X-Men. Then
I thought you were going to do that on your chest.
No. I thought about it, but I was like, nope, it's going to be on my arm.
Why not?
I don't want nothing on my chest right now.
Oh, okay. All right.
And
maybe one day.
About Spider-Man's like face.
You got something against people with tattoos on their chest?
No. And like I've seen the tattoo of someone who had like the X symbol, like Cyclops had, and it looked awesome.
That's how he communicates.
Let's go.
That's right.
But I don't want that.
Okay. Fair enough. Nice. And then you get the podcast logo. That's what's going to be on. No, that'll be a full back piece.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh God. You gonna pay for that?
Hell no, I'm not paying for that. But we'll get you hooked up.
I'm gonna get Randy's name
Randy.
on my back. Randy.
Yeah, there you go. Get your kid's date of birth on your body. Hey, there you go. Yeah. Right in the ribs too, just like him, just like AJ Styles. Big bow too.
Big bow.
Yeah. So FTR said that Tully lost focus on the team. That's why they fired him. The Young Bucks said,
weird,
"Don't worry, you'll always be second best team in AEW." So he was like, "Yeah, whenever we had the titles or when we were in the chase for it, he was all about it. But once we lost it, then he's out." And Steven, yes, there are rumors that they're hinting at Bret Hart possibly coming in to be their manager, which I think that would be fine. So
for who?
For FTR.
Really?
That would be a big get if they could do that.
That's crazy, but that'd be awesome. That would make sense because they're about to do the Owen Cup, and then it does Brett have a Legends contract with WWE?
I don't think so.
Just if they get Brett to come in,
Yeah.
Don't fall off the stage.
Not like Arn did. That would probably be best.
Yeah.
Let's see. After that, we got to see Scorpio Sky going up against Wardlow for the TNT Championship. I felt like this match kind of hurt Scorpio Sky, to be honest.
I didn't watch it, so I don't know.
Right. There was a lot of kind of outside interference. Who was it? Paige Van Zant and her husband were out there, along with Dan Lambert. Then Sean Spears came down the ramp to cause a distraction for the ref while MJF attacked Wardlow.
Like a MJF storyline.
Yeah, like I figured that they were gonna keep the title on Scorpio Sky because he just won it, and MJF didn't want Wardlow to have the title. So,
well, okay, so they need to get this shit out of the way, and then now go to Scorpio Sky doing some good matches with people.
Yeah, Scorpio Sky will. I think this is going to lead to Wardlow having to go up against Sean Spears. He'll probably have to go up against FTR because I think they're still part of the Pinnacle. And then he'll eventually get his way to MJF. That'll probably be the next pay-per-view, Double or Nothing, I think, which is in May. So we're probably going to be in for a long haul for this one for MJF and Wardlow. After that, we got to see Private Party going up against the Hardys, not the Hardy Boys, because I'm pretty sure WWE owns the name Hardy Boys, but so they were introduced as the Hardys
Brothers or something.
That's kind of what I was thinking, but it was kind of like Matt and Jeff, the Hardys, So I was like, okay,
but it's with the S instead of a Z,
right?
Because WWE was the Z.
Well, no, they were Hardy Boys with a Z.
Boys. Oh, with Boys.
And AEW is just the Hardys. Not the Hardy Boys, the Hardys.
Okay.
So, huge reaction for them to come out. And, man, whenever Jeff got the tag in, the crowd went ballistic. Ended up getting the victory over Private Party. The Andrade family office, whatever it's called. They tried to attack. Sting and Darby came out to sort of even the odds. Chase them off. So don't be surprised if we see like a 8-man tag match in the next week or so. Main event, Thunder Rosa, Britt Baker steel cage, first ever women's steel cage in AEW. And I dug the setup for this cage because it wasn't your traditional steel cage match. It was, so you know how sometimes the cage will stop at the ring apron? Mm-hmm. And sometimes they have it go all the way to the floor. This one went all the way to the floor, but it had space in the front for them to get out of the ring and crawl down onto the floor. Whereas in the back of the ring, it was right up against the ring. So like they could throw them into the cage on one side and then crawl out and get the chairs and stuff that they needed for the other side. It was very unique. I've never seen it done like that before. It was almost like a hybrid of a cage match and a Hell in a Cell without the roof. So I'll have to show you after we get done talking because it was very unique. I do feel that it was a bit rushed. I feel like if they had gone, because I think the match was like 20 minutes long. Had it gone longer, maybe they would have gotten to really sell some of the stuff, because in the last like 5 minutes or so, they were like taking bumps and just standing right up. And this will be one negative critique that I have for AEW, because this one, it felt so rushed towards the end. They did thumbtacks. They did a thumbtack spot, and they both immediately stood right back up.
Yeah.
And then they did thumbtacks again. Britt Baker rolls out, grabs a chair, hits Thunder Rosa. Like, she took the thumbtacks, rolled out, grabbed a chair, hit Thunder Rosa. It was so quick, and it was so rushed. And I'm like, you're not selling any of it. And it made me think that, I don't think that the thumbtacks were sharp. Mm-hmm. I think they were kind of like rounded because like they didn't do any kind of close up on their backs at all.
Yeah.
The Aubrey wasn't the original referee. Like they did a ref bump, And so Aubrey ended up coming in, and she's like slamming her hands down. 1, 2, like
I saw that on the tags.
right into the tags.
Like, why?
Yeah, but she not once was she like ow or anything, like when we watched Revolution and they did thumbtacks, like you can see like it's in his hand.
Yeah.
That wasn't the case this time, but I'm happy with the outcome. I just felt like obviously it wasn't as good as their previous match that they had last year. There was like the number 1 match of the year or whatever it was. But I felt it was good. I felt the introduction for Thunder Rosa was great. The crowd reacted like it was the right choice to do it in San Antonio. I know a lot of people were upset that she didn't win in Revolution, but like doing it in front of San Antonio, I thought that was a great choice. And they had a good way of getting around it with that qualifying match with Layla Hirsch or whatever the previous week. So I don't have a problem with the outcome. I had a problem with the execution of the last half of the match. It wasn't that great. The crowd was certainly into it. Yeah. But like I said, like they did a spot, would immediately stand right back up, go right into the next spot. Like it just felt incredibly rushed. But the emotion that Thunder Rosa showed after the match was amazing. Dustin Rhodes came into the ring and gave her a big hug. Because I don't know if for those who don't know, Dustin Rhodes handles a lot of the female talent. Like he helps train them. He does a lot of he's like, I think Kenny Omega is in charge of the women's division, but like Dustin Rhodes is like basically the William Regal of NXT. Like he's that for the women's division. Okay. Like he's the head coach basically. And so he went in there, gave her a big hug, confetti galore, and big celebration. Like I love the fact that they even brought in a mariachi, all-female mariachi band for Thunder Rosa's entrance. Like I thought that was great. That's awesome. The crowd loved it because they're in San Antonio, rich in heritage and all that. I thought it was very well done. I just felt like the execution was very rushed in the end. And had it been a pay-per-view where they could be like, yeah, we've got plenty of time, then they would have been able to flesh it out a little bit better. But like I said, they did one spot where they had 2 chairs on each side. Then they had 2 chairs on top of that. So it was basically like 4 chairs and then 2 chairs on top of that. And they did a, back body drop, I think. And like Britt Baker just like landed on top of it with a giant thud. And it looked nasty, but if you think of it, but like, yeah, it probably hurt, but it wasn't as bad as it looks. Yeah. But the match, like I said, it was pretty good. Okay, yeah, Randy, like Fit Finlay was for WWE. He handled a lot of he was overseeing a lot of the female talent. I got to be careful with the way I word it. I don't want to say like handled as in like a sexual thing. He was in charge of the female talent. So and yeah, the women's title does look a lot better. I like the new redesign. I thought they did a great job with it. So all in all, Dynamite, like I said, top to bottom, absolutely stacked show.
2 weeks in a row, man.
Yeah, really making me look forward to the Dynamite we're going to be going to in 2 months' time. 2 months and a day, we'll be going to Dynamite / Rampage in Houston. I'm pretty excited about that.
I'm so pumped.
Not going to lie.
I'm so pumped. Like, I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
I just want to give you a hug.
Big old hug. That's right. Some hot topics to talk about. Pete Dunne made his debut on SmackDown this past week as Butch.
That goes in hand
as soon as they said Butch, I was like, Budge.
That goes hand in hand with like the next topic. But yeah, no, Budge. What the fuck? Like, why does WWE get off on like, we got to change their name, we got to do this? Pete Dunne was good.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like, whose idea was this? Was this fuck, what's his name?
Vince?
Bruce Pritchard's idea?
Maybe.
Or was this Pete Dunne doesn't come not Pete Dunne. Fuck, what's his name? The other Dunne guy that's the right-hand man.
Kevin?
He doesn't I just talked to Kevin. Does he come up with ideas, or he's just like a right-hand man who, like,
I think he's just right-hand man, camera
fondles Vince's balls. I don't know. I don't know.
Oh my!
I don't like Butch. I'm gonna be honest with you, but I like Butch. No,
like as soon as they said Butch, I was like, this is the spot that Adam Cole was supposed to be in.
So I wonder if Adam Cole was supposed to be Butch.
Well, they said Adam Cole said that they wanted him to cut his hair and be more of a manager. So.
Fuck you. Not you, but them. But because it's like, they don't know shit. Like, Adam Cole's a great wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what are the odds of John Silver saying Budge? That's close to Butch. Like, maybe it's a coincidence.
Could be.
Or maybe they know something we do not.
That's probably like one of the names that was pitched to him.
Maybe Adam
like,
Cole
we're going to call you
supposed to-
Butch.
Yeah, you're Butch.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, okay, you're not Butch.
Terrible.
Pete Dunne's Butch now. And it's like,
I mean, I'm sure that he'll find a way to make it work, but as far as name-wise,
Walter's
it's terrible.
a Nazi.
Gunther, yeah.
Gunther.
Whatever.
He's a Nazi now.
In good news, at least, Big E has returned home from the hospital.
Well, we didn't talk about that he broke his neck.
I thought we talked about that last week.
No, because that was, what did we? When did we do the podcast?
Didn't we record last Saturday? Yeah, we did.
So-
We covered it in the podcast. We just didn't do it on Twitch.
Yeah.
It was a horrifying spot, Randy. And one doctor has come out and said that based on the injury, and this would be for normal people, they think that Big E's in-ring career would be over. So if that is indeed the case, that would be heartbreaking. But I would much rather him be safe than paralyzed.
And even if he, like, if it's the end of his in-ring career, he can still have a job with WWE doing something.
Yeah.
Be a manager for New Day.
Yeah.
If New Day still is.
And he would absolutely be a Hall of Famer too.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know, just on the tag team alone. So
it's crazy, man. That could have been way worse than it was.
it absolutely. I'm really glad that like there was no surgery needed. It was just like fractures instead of like full on breaks. Like that could have been.
Wonder if it's going to
a nightmare.
like bother Ridge Holland mentally.
Supposedly, from what I heard, is that a lot of people approached him and be like, dude, it's not your fault. Like, accidents happen, you know. But I also think that's like the second injury that he's caused or has happened on his watch or something. So, you know, hopefully he doesn't take it too personally because, like I said, it can happen. And that's the thing. Like, I think that's something that we as fans take for granted is that they are professionals in this aspect in which accidents can happen at any time, and we're very lucky that they don't, because it, you know, some of the stuff that they do could happen at any time to end their careers.
I wasn't laughing at that. I was laughing at what Steven posted.
Yeah, Steven posting got
blocked from Ridge Holland.
Yeah,
that's weird.
Yeah, so hopefully Big E can fully recover. If he decides to return to the ring, I hope he's very cautious about it.
Yeah.
You know.
Don't do the diving thing.
For the love of God, please. Do not. So maybe we'll see him back in the ring. Maybe not. As long as he's going to be able to walk, that's the most important thing.
Yeah.
In good news, Queen Sharmell is going to be the latest inductee of the WWE Hall of Fame. She will be joining The Undertaker and Vader. And for those who are wondering about Batista, there are sources who are believing that he will be inducted because he was supposed to be during the 2020 and 2021. He was like, no, I don't want to be there unless fans are there. So rumor has it is that he's going to be inducted during the Los Angeles class next year.
Okay. So
because he was confirmed to be in the Hall of Fame, but he just decided to be inducted at a later time. So congratulations, Queen Sharmell. As I always remember her going, "Oh hail King Booker!"
I didn't know her because I didn't watch WCW.
Mm-hmm.
I know she was a manager.
Nitro Girl, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. One of the rumors is that the Steiner brothers are going to be inducted.
Well, I heard Rick, not Scott.
You can't do Rick unless it's with Scott. Like, sorry
can.
to Rick, but
Jeff Hardy. They wanted Jeff Hardy instead of
well,
Matt.
Jeff Hardy as a singles competitor has a Hall of Fame career. Rick Steiner,
He didn't have a singles career.
He did not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dogface Gremlin.
Yeah. I mean, he tried in WCW for a little bit because they did split him up because Scott Steiner turned heel, joined NWO, and he went off to have his own career. Whereas Rick Steiner, not so much. So I feel like if Rick Steiner is going to the Hall of Fame, it's because of the Steiner brothers. So that's probably what they'll end up doing. So we'll have to see. Earl Hebner for Hall of Fame, WWE. I don't know. Maybe.
Is he reffing at all?
I don't think so. He might be done.
I think he the last thing he did was TNA.
Yeah. Who knows? But yeah, I mean, aside from that, no other rumors that I've heard. But that's also, we'll see. Oh, that's right. He did do a match in AEW. It was like the first championship match or something, wasn't it? I think.
I don't know.
It's been a while since we've seen him. I have seen a couple of new referees in AEW though, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, I guess they're gonna cycle some of those in and out. Do we think Braun Breaker is winning the title back from Dolph Ziggler at TakeOver? Probably not. I wouldn't be surprised if Braun Breaker is coming to the main roster. We'll see.
If that's the case, that's pretty fast.
Yeah.
But like, man, he's not like green, but he's just like his dad. He wrestles like his dad, talks like his uncle.
Yeah.
Like, he just fucking shouts, "Yeah, you want some?" I just want him to say fat asses and that he's hungry. And
all he wants.
Just say some gibberish.
Just
and
say
like
it.
curse like Scott. Please, we want a Scott.
He's fat!
Scott 2.0.
Yeah.
Please, Big Booty Daddy 2.0.
In an already saturated market of wrestling podcasts, get ready for one more. Mick Foley planning on starting a podcast pretty soon. So be on the lookout for that. I'm sure you'll hear many of his tales on the road, and he'll bring in
I
all
have
kinds
an
of
issue.
stars.
Conrad is not the podcast father, okay?
God, I swear to God, if Conrad is doing it with him, I'm going to just lose my mind.
Dude, Conrad does like 5 or 6 podcasts with the other
It's
WWE.
ridiculous.
He's just lucky because he married into like
Save some for the rest
Flair's
of us.
family. So
Yeah.
he gets to meet and get up with like everyone. Like there's so many. Jeff Jarrett, Chris.
Save some
Hero.
podcasts for the rest of
Yeah,
us.
I know, man. He's the first to probably like a normal guy to do podcasts with wrestlers. But he's not the first. Like the first. I'm not saying us. Colt Cabana is like the first to my knowledge of wrestler wise. But then like we were like a year after Colt, I think.
Yeah. We started in December of 2010.
Yeah.
So we've been going hard in the paint. Ric Flair has a podcast again. I know. He does. Good Lord. Speaking of Flair, Charlotte Flair, final bit of Hot Topic news. Charlotte Flair has broken the record for the longest combined days as WWE Women's Champion, surpassing Trish Stratus, who had previously held it at 821 days. So It's rumored that she'll keep it till at least WrestleMania, which would be, I believe, 842 days.
Wow.
Which is nuts. It's a long time as champion.
Like, I don't know who's going to take it from Charlotte. If it's
Ronda.
Ronda. And
It'll be Ronda.
Ronda hates the crowd, so I don't fucking care.
She does. They're advertising for Money in the Bank, Ronda and Lesnar, so they'll probably...
Like, at this
Ronda
point,
will probably
like,
be champion. I don't know about
still
Brock.
like her, but at the same time, I don't give a fuck because, like, she hates everyone.
Yeah, I'm kind of right there with you. The fact that like she hates on the crowd so much because she's being a heel, she's acting heel-ish, even though she's supposed to be the face, and the crowd's like, "Well, you're being a heel, so we're supposed to boo you."
What's so funny is it's just gonna piss her off more.
Yeah. Did you hear like Dana Brooke said that she got like very emotional? She was very upset because the crowd was booing her while she was heel. It's like, don't you know what a heel's supposed to do? Like, you're supposed to get the crowd to boo you. That's your job.
Yeah, get over yourself.
Ugh. Man, I tell you. Wrestling these days. You don't think Brock's going over? Yeah, I don't think so either.
All right, they're trying to build Roman. And, like...
They're trying to build Roman. Is he not already built?
Well, they need to build him more if he's going to go over Lesnar than The Rock. If they're going to do Rock.
If they're going that way.
Roman's boring.
It's a lot.
I still like Roman.
Yeah.
I still do.
Such a mark.
I am. Mark ass bitch.
That's right.
Like, there was a point where like I liked him and I didn't like him. I liked him and I didn't like him. Now I like him again. So it's up in the air.
It is. But we'll have to see. As we get closer to WrestleMania, I'm sure that more and more will become known to us. Will we see Cody? Will we not?
I think we will.
Yeah.
Like, it still blows my fucking mind. Like, why go back to WWE? I mean, I kind of get it because of getting lost in the shuffle, but you're the fucking EVP, dog.
Yeah.
Well, you were.
You had the world in your hand. And the fact that he took so many shots at WWE, and it's kind of just like, oh,
now you're going
I'm
back.
going to go back there. Yeah, this place is
How
great.
many people have taken shots at WWE and other companies. Now they've gone back, and then they, like, look at James Gang. That's the New Age Outlaws that were in TNA.
Mm-hmm.
They had a fucking storyline on TNA calling out Michael Hickenbottom and Paul Levesque, Triple H and Shawn Michaels on TV.
Yeah.
And going up to not WWE headquarters, but like certain shows where Raw and SmackDown was, like calling them out, like, what the fuck, you know? And they brought them back.
Yeah.
So
Randy asks, I wonder who will beat Jade Cargill. That's a good question.
A good question. I mean,
don't
they're
know.
gonna build her for a while, but that is a good question. Who is gonna take it off her?
Yeah.
I would say Ruby Soho.
That could be a good one.
Mm-hmm.
I have a crazy feeling Cody will be the GM of Ring of Honor.
That's also a possibility. That's also
I've heard that rumor. Yeah, I've heard that rumor floating around as well.
I would actually prefer that over WWE.
Yeah.
That's just me because I'm at the point where, is it going?
Name is John C.
I'm at the point where I mean, I like parts of WWE, but at the same time, I'm like, fuck you because you insult my intelligence. You do this, you do that, you flip-flop because you are not every WWE superstar. I'm just talking about like Vince and Kevin Dunn and other people. It's like you just pissed me off.
Yeah.
Randy's like,
how's the new WWE game?
I'm actually enjoying it.
Yeah. It hits
actually
different,
learning the controls. It actually does. There's like so many combos that you can do. I'm actually learning because I'm like playing a certain game and like I love the controls of the past games. So this is taking me a little bit to get used to. And there's certain moves that certain superstars do, certain counters. Like, they don't do that shit. So that takes me out. But everything else is actually pretty good.
So you're saying it's not real enough for you?
It's not real enough. No, it's really good. But it's actually more enjoyable than I thought it was.
Yeah.
I haven't tried GM mode. I've been playing a little bit of Universe mode, which...
Who's your current champions?
Current champion in Universe mode?
Yeah.
Roman is SmackDown champion. Brock is Raw.
Such a mark.
Yeah, same people. But there's some things that have changed. Intercontinental champion, it's actually Drew Gulak.
Oh, Gabagula.
Yes. Gabagulak, man. Everything else is like the same.
Yeah.
But I was like, it was like Drew Gulak versus Shinsuke. Because Shinsuke starts out with the title. I was like, no. I love Shinsuke, but Drew Gulak, he's winning the title.
No love for Shinsuke.
How's My Rise? I haven't tried that. This is a review in progress, and I haven't had too much time, but My Rise and GM is next.
The question we all have, is John Dynamite in this game?
I haven't made a character yet.
Bitch.
I know. He will. He's going to be a part of it.
Bring him out of retirement.
I will get you back to you next week. I will get back to you next week.
There you go.
We'll see.
That's right. We will see.
Because I'm playing that in Cyberpunk right now.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
on PS5, because I just got a PS5.
There you go. Well, my wife and I are going to be playing Jackbox Party Pack right here on Twitch tomorrow night, so that'll be fun.
Ooh.
And then I recently downloaded from Steam the the Batman Arkham series.
All three?
Yeah, all three.
Four?
Or four. I'll have to check and see. But
Because there's Origins. So.
yeah, because I played them all on the PlayStation, but I want to go through them again because I went and watched the Batman movie during my anniversary weekend, opening weekend for the movie, and like I've been having the theme stuck in my head ever since. It's such a good theme. Like I've heard a lot of people giving like mixed reviews for the movie. I freaking loved it. And if you need someone to go with to go watch it, holla at your boy. I will happily go through it again. It's almost like 3 hours long.
Yeah.
Totally worth it for me though. I love it. I don't know why people are complaining that it's long. I'm like, dude, if it's well told, I don't care how long it is. Like I will easily sit there. We can easily sit there and like binge watch a season of a TV show, which is like 7 or 8 hours. But we'll complain if the movie's over 2.5 hours. I'm like, that makes no sense.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Randy, yeah, I was lucky to get a PS5.
He robbed the bank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know someone
Give me the
who knows
PlayStation.
someone who actually has a Walmart Plus account, which they were selling them a few weeks ago.
There you go.
So they snagged me one, and I paid them.
That's how you do it. Beat the system. You won. Congratulations. Just in time for the PlayStation 6 to be announced.
It's so fucking crazy because it's still hard to get. It's been over a year.
It has. Yeah. But,
Whatever.
Stuff happens. But we want to certainly thank all of you for tuning in on our Twitch channel. Certainly want to thank everyone for listening online. If you have any questions for us, feel free to leave it on our Facebook page, WNS Podcast. You can check us out on WrestlingNewsSource.com, WrestlingNewsSource.com on Facebook. You can subscribe to our show on iTunes by searching Wrestling News Source Podcast.
We're on Stitcher, Beyond Pod, Player.fm, Satchel, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and Amazon Music. Just search Wrestling News Source Podcast.
You can also follow us on Twitter at WNS Podcast. You can follow me on Twitter at DRHPro. You can follow Tyler at Tyler_Abear, Abear_mode on Instagram, DRH_pro on Instagram. You can also follow me right here on Twitch or on TikTok, which one of my videos is currently going viral, which is kind of cool. It's about the Pixar putt.
Viral.
Yes. I woke up and had like 500 views, and now I'm like almost 10,000, which is it's nuts for me. But you can follow me on there at DRH Pro. So if you have any questions for us, leave it there. Other than that, thank you so much for tuning in. For the podcast crew, I am Daniel Heron.
I'm Tyler Abear.
And we will catch you. Yeah, don't go Hollywood on me. That's right. We will catch you all on the next one. Have a good one. See you later.
Good one. Bye.